Bulgaria is a country shaped by crossroads. It sits in southeastern Europe, on the eastern side of the Balkan Peninsula, where land routes from Central Europe, the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, and the Near East have met for thousands of years. To the north, the Danube River forms a major boundary with Romania. To the east lies the Black Sea, connecting Bulgaria to maritime trade and regional power politics. To the south are Greece and Turkey, and to the west are Serbia and North Macedonia. This geography has made Bulgaria more than a place on a map. It has been a frontier, a bridge, a battleground, and a cultural meeting point between Europe and Asia. Modern Bulgaria covers about 110,994 square kilometers, making it the 10th largest country in the European Union by area. Its capital and largest city is Sofia, located in the western part of the country near important mountain passes and historic routes. Other major cities reveal Bulgaria's regional diversity: Plovdiv, one of Europe's oldest continuously inhabited cities; Varna, a major Black Sea port; and Burgas, another coastal hub tied to trade, transport, and tourism. Bulgaria's landscape ranges from river plains and fertile valleys to mountain chains and seaside resorts, giving the country both agricultural depth and strategic access to the Black Sea. The lands of modern Bulgaria have been inhabited since deep prehistory. One of the earliest known societies in the region was the Karanovo culture, dating back to around 6500 BC. Long before Bulgaria existed as a state, this area supported farming communities, settlement networks, and early material cultures. Over time, the region became associated with the Thracians, an ancient people known to Greek and Roman writers for their warriors, aristocratic burial traditions, and complex local kingdoms. But because Bulgaria sits at a continental crossroads, the Thracians were not alone. Persians, Celts, Macedonians, and other powers all entered or contested the region, leaving layers of influence behind. Stability arrived in a new form when the Roman Empire conquered the region in AD 45. Roman rule connected these lands to a vast imperial system of roads, cities, fortifications, taxation, and military organization. The territory became part of Rome's Balkan provinces, linking the Danube frontier with routes toward Constantinople and the eastern Mediterranean. But Roman control did not freeze history in place. When the Roman state eventually divided and weakened, the Balkans again became a zone of migration and conflict. New peoples moved into the region, and imperial borders became harder to defend. This period set the stage for one of the most important transformations in Bulgarian history: the arrival of Slavic communities and the rise of the Bulgars. Around the 6th century, Slavic groups settled across much of the Balkan Peninsula, including the lands of modern Bulgaria. Then, in the late 7th century, the Bulgars, led by Asparuh, moved from the area associated with Old Great Bulgaria and established themselves south of the Danube. Their confrontation with the Byzantine Empire led to a historic turning point. In 681 AD, Byzantium recognized the First Bulgarian Empire by treaty. This date is traditionally seen as the birth of the Bulgarian state. What emerged was not simply a Bulgar state or a Slavic state, but a political and cultural fusion that would gradually form the Bulgarian people, language, and identity. The First Bulgarian Empire became one of the most powerful states in medieval Europe. At its height, it dominated much of the Balkans and repeatedly challenged Byzantine power. Its influence was not only military. Bulgaria played a decisive role in the cultural history of the Slavic world, especially through the development and spread of the Cyrillic script. The script became a foundation for literacy, church life, administration, and cultural identity across many Slavic societies. This made medieval Bulgaria a center of learning and religious culture. Its achievements helped preserve a distinct Slavic Christian civilization in a region where Byzantine, Latin, and steppe influences all competed. The First Bulgarian Empire eventually declined under the pressure of war and Byzantine counterattack. In the early 11th century, Byzantine Emperor Basil II conquered and dismantled it, bringing Bulgaria under imperial control. But Bulgarian statehood did not disappear permanently. In 1185, a successful revolt restored independence and created the Second Bulgarian Empire. This new empire reached its greatest power under Ivan Asen II, who ruled from 1218 to 1241. During this period, Bulgaria again became a major Balkan force. Yet the same region that offered opportunity also brought constant danger. Exhausting wars, internal division, and feudal fragmentation weakened the empire over time. By the late 14th century, the weakened Second Bulgarian Empire faced a new rising power, the Ottomans. In 1396, Bulgaria fell under Ottoman rule, beginning nearly 5 centuries of imperial control. This era deeply shaped Bulgarian society. Political independence was lost, but local communities, religious institutions, language, and cultural traditions survived. Over generations, Bulgarian identity was preserved through village life, Orthodox Christianity, folklore, and later educational and national revival movements. Ottoman rule also tied Bulgaria into a wider imperial system stretching across the Balkans, Anatolia, and the Middle East. The long period under Ottoman authority became central to later Bulgarian nationalism, because independence would be imagined as both political liberation and cultural rebirth. The modern Bulgarian state emerged from the crisis of the Ottoman Empire and the shifting ambitions of great powers. The Russo-Turkish War of 1877 to 1878 led to the formation of the third and current Bulgarian state. At first, Bulgaria was not fully independent, but it gained autonomy and began building modern institutions. In 1908, it declared independence from the Ottoman Empire. However, the borders of the new state left many ethnic Bulgarians outside Bulgaria itself. This created powerful irredentist ambitions, meaning a desire to unite lands considered nationally Bulgarian. Those ambitions shaped Bulgaria's conflicts with neighboring states and contributed to its alliances with Germany in both world wars. After the Second World War, Bulgaria entered a radically different chapter. In 1946, it became part of the Soviet-led Eastern Bloc and was transformed into a socialist state. The Communist Party held a monopoly on power, shaping politics, the economy, media, and public life. Like other Eastern Bloc countries, Bulgaria experienced industrialization, centralized planning, and close alignment with Moscow. But by the late 1980s, communist systems across Eastern Europe were under intense pressure. In 1989, amid the region's revolutions, Bulgaria's ruling Communist Party gave up its monopoly on power and allowed multi-party elections. This opened the door to a difficult transition from one-party rule to parliamentary democracy. Since adopting a democratic constitution in 1991, Bulgaria has been a parliamentary republic. It is divided into 28 provinces, but political, administrative, and economic power remains highly centralized compared with some other European states. The capital, Sofia, plays an especially dominant role in national life. Bulgaria's transition after communism involved major challenges, restructuring the economy, reforming institutions, building democratic norms, and integrating with Western alliances. The path was not simple, but it changed the country's orientation. Bulgaria moved from the Soviet sphere into the institutions of modern Europe and the Atlantic world, redefining its security, economy, and diplomatic identity. Today, Bulgaria is considered a developed, high-income economy and is part of the European single market. Its economy is largely based on services, followed by manufacturing, mining, and agriculture. This reflects both modern European integration and older geographic strengths, such as fertile land, mineral resources, and transport routes. Bulgaria's location also gives it strategic importance in energy politics. As a transit country for natural gas and oil pipelines, and as a Black Sea state, it sits near some of Europe's most sensitive economic and security corridors. Geography continues to matter, just as it did in ancient and medieval times. Bulgaria's international position today reflects a long journey through empire, nationalism, socialism, and European integration. It is a member of the European Union, NATO, the Schengen area, and the Eurozone, as well as regional groups such as the Bucharest Nine. These memberships place Bulgaria inside the core political, economic, and security structures of contemporary Europe. Yet its identity remains distinctly Balkan, shaped by mountains, rivers, Orthodox traditions, medieval statehood, Ottoman memory, Slavic culture, and Black Sea strategy. Bulgaria's story is ultimately the story of a country at the meeting point of civilizations, repeatedly conquered, repeatedly restored, and still defined by its role as one of Europe's great crossroads. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.